everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show here on the Kokomo Post, partnered with Robert Miller and Son Furniture. My name is Drew Larison. This is MTM. Mr. Mayor, how are you?
Doing great. Doing great.
Good.
It's a short week. It's a holiday week. Fun and festivities and food on Thursday for all involved. And obviously probably a busy weekend as well. So
Black Friday weekend, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday. It is a busy week.
Yeah, although I don't know that, I mean, when my kids were younger, I got into the Black Friday thing and did the late night shopping and stuff, but I don't know, is that still really that big of a thing? I saw a handful of stores that are closing on Thanksgiving, thank goodness, again. But yeah, we haven't really been into the whole Black Friday thing in a handful of years.
So I don't know. I've made my living like doing marketing, right? Mm-hmm. So, and one thing I've learned about marketers, which are the people responsible for a thing called Black Friday, marketers are really good at ruining things. It's probably what we do best at, actually. And I think we've gone too far with Black Friday to where, it used to be like this giant thing where you're on the sidewalk at midnight. And
right.
Bree used to tell stories all the time about, her family going to certain events.
Absolutely.
And like they would, after dinner on Thanksgiving, they would get all the catalogs out, all the ads. And we've ruined it because Black Friday now starts, like November 1st. And, it's true though. Like they really,
you're right.
We were at Lowe's yesterday. And like there was Black Friday deals already happening. So we've ruined it. It's not a special thing
You're right.
anymore.
There's even been, I think back in October, there were a handful. Hey, get your Black 100%. Friday deals now.
Probably immediately after Halloween, the people start it. But I mean, Cyber Monday is what's strong still. I think like more people are doing like the Cyber Monday thing. Like Amazon has a bunch of deals. And then like there's Small Business Saturday too, which I always thought my idea was Small Business Saturday should be the Saturday before Thanksgiving. Like get all your money spent at small businesses the Saturday before rather than correct. And I don't know, I'm usually busy the Saturday after Thanksgiving watching a certain football game that takes place every year on that day. But I think marketers have ruined, we've ruined Black Friday. That's what it is. Yeah. But it is something.
And you're right. And then when there was a handful of the larger box stores and stuff that were open on Thanksgiving and they were having,
we've ruined it.
They would start, midnight of the Wednesday before. And
it's just like gone are the days like when Best Buy had 10 of these TVs that were like 80% off and you had to, get a tent and like, like camp out in front of Best Buy and like, hopefully you were the first one. Or video game systems, they only had 5 for sale. Target did it too, like all the big box stores. Yeah, gone are those days. But anyway, a great place to shop actually.
On Black Friday?
Or any day, to be honest. But it's Robert Miller and Son Furniture.
Absolutely.
They are having a pre-Black Friday sale. All in-stock items are 35% off. All items that need ordered are 30% off and 25% all off items that are with interest-free financing for up to 60 months. This is the largest discount they have ever done in the history of their company, which tops last year's, because that was last year's was their biggest that they've ever done. And their guaranteed lowest prices will not be this low ever again. This sale will run from November 16th to November 19th. So it is over.
Oh,
but guys,
still go in and
guess
go
what?
Did they extend it?
They did.
Shut up.
That was aggressive, but they did.
Get out.
I'm pleased to tell you.
There you go.
Oh, how long have they listed a date of how long they extended it to?
Go in and find out.
Wow. Okay. Or you can give them a call, or you can go see them at 1540 East Boulevard in Kokomo and savor these deals, the largest discounts they've ever offered.
It really is truly.
Oh yeah.
So much stuff. I love a deal. I love a deal.
Who doesn't?
Aaron loves to spend money to save money. That's what I always call it.
Girl math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all have our own version of math.
Yes, we do.
We find logic. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you mentioned that we were at Lowe's. Do you know why we were at Lowe's? It's because we were looking for new and inventive ways to cook the turkey this year. Which required a new appliance.
Of course.
Well, appliance is
that's Drew math.
Pretty cheap. Hey, at least you get
Drew math.
You get to eat my math. My math usually comes out to be tasty. I do love a kitchen appliance or gadget.
You too.
You can eat my math. There you go.
Not too upset about that. But yeah, anyway, shout out to Robert Miller and Son. Oh, I will say this: certain restrictions apply. Tempur-Pedic and Stearns and Foster are not included in this. See store for complete details. So how was your weekend?
Busy again. So yeah, fun. We headed down. It was the last home game for the Indiana Hoosiers. Not that they were playing that other Michigan team. But anyway, son's a senior, so went down to hang out for the game on Saturday. And
did you go in the stadium?
No.
I heard like nobody did.
There wasn't
I saw
very
stadium
many
or photos.
We could see over the south end of the stadium, and it was pretty bare
Pretty
up
low.
top.
Yeah. Which they've got the
Unfortunate, 'cause it was a
big
beautiful day.
Purdue IU game. You know, the old Oaken Bucket game is
That's
this
the
weekend.
one you were talking about, right? The
that's not
football
the one
game
I
that always
was-
watch the Saturday after Thanksgiving. That's not what you're talking about?
Referencing, but that always is the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Yeah, nice. We actually drove up to Angola, Indiana.
Good.
First time ever been there. Mm-hmm. And I was telling Pam actually earlier, we saw like 10 deer on the drive up to Angola. Gorgeous creatures, those deer. But I found out it's opening season or opening weekend.
I mean, they're gorgeous creatures until one's laid up against the side of your car.
There was a moment where that almost happened.
Yeah, it's like you said, this time of year, and they're wandering out. I mean, so folks, definitely be careful when you're driving at dusk and after hours, because they be eating.
Yeah, it's I grew up in the country-ish. I grew up in Green Acres, which is like a neighborhood in the country. It's a country neighborhood. Yeah. But then like my senior year, we moved in town, and I didn't realize I used to see deer all the time.
I bet.
Growing up in Green Acres, like driving out there, tons of fields, and it was really pretty in this time of year. Old Sycamore, undefeated road. It's so good. It's so nice in the fall. It's really pretty. But like now I live in town, I never see deer anymore.
We see a handful through Western Woods.
Yeah.
That's where I live. Yeah.
We
There's some
live
wooded areas down that way.
near downtown, and I just never see deer anymore. So I like freaked out when I saw one on Saturday because I hadn't seen one in such a long time. But good weekend. What's going on at City Hall this week?
We're still trying to work around Mother Nature as conditions still are favorable as such for asphalt and concrete. We're going to knock out some more curb work, maybe a little bit of repaving in and around the leaf pickup. And leaf pickup, again, they're working their way back through the city. They're probably just north of Boulevard, maybe approaching Markland or so, but a little slower moving than the first pass through, obviously, because prior to this pass, it hadn't been too awful cold and a lot fallen, but since then there have been, and a lot of folks have got them out, and so they're working their way through. But also, if we have opportunity to lay a little asphalt before it gets shut down, then we're going to do that as well. So juggling that with the street department, and but then also still finalizing things for the Christmas parade in a couple weeks. Nice. I think they're very close to the 100 entry threshold, so they may be shutting down registrations for entries into the parade now, but they're still taking names and registration for those who would like to volunteer, who would like to kind of be a point along the staging area or parade route to help folks out that way.
I was at P.F. Hendricks earlier, and Lori, the shop owner down there, was telling me her very interesting plan for the Christmas parade. And that, from what I was told, that alone is worth the cost of admission for this Christmas parade. I'm really excited about it.
She's walking around with a Sasquatch on Halloween, so I can only imagine what she's got planned.
I will not say anything. I will keep the secret is safe.
Got to come down the evening of December 2nd and check out what Lori's got going on at P.F. Hendricks.
Yeah, love it. Which she has some Black Friday deals going on right now too.
I bet.
By the way, this is in no way paid. This is the this is the opinion of Drew Larison. I love that store. I love that store.
It's so great.
I love that store. I love Lori. She is like perfectly uniquely weird in her own way.
Yep.
And I love her. And like she has North Face now. She had Patagonia for long. She's got a lot of brands. But the best place for like Christmas gifts, I say this every year. It's such a good place. If you don't know what to get somebody, go to P.F. Hendricks downtown. Once again, that is not a paid ad. That is just, I love that place so much. So there you go, Lori. Okay, let's get, that's all that's going on at City Hall. Guys, it's Thanksgiving this week.
Short week.
We didn't talk,
Truth.
It's turkey week. You know, I want those sweet potatoes. I was talking to somebody earlier today. Leftovers and sides are my favorite part about Thanksgiving. What is yours? And don't give me the whole like spending time with family thing.
Oh, I'm all about the food.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm all about grazing because we have a little bit of breakfast and then goes right into the Thanksgiving with Ann's side of the family, and then
you do a twofer.
Because then we morph into the early dinner hours as well. So it's from ours to mom's, and it's just a full day of grazing, and like you said, leftovers for the 3 days after.
Do you cook anything?
We just do a couple sides and a dessert.
I could see. I see your mom like dominating Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. Well, that's on Ann's side of the family. Mom's side, I mean, she's getting more to the low energy. I mean, low maintenance type of where she's like, tell you what, I'll call somebody and cater it.
There you
go. Have it. So I don't know what she's going to decide to do, but like,
that's what
I still want to do.
We just ran into someone at PF Hendricks actually, and she said, and she is an exceptional cook. She is fantastic. Taught me many things about hospitality in my 20s, and she said, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not. She got a turkey from like, I don't know, Popeye, like something like crazy.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
They have like Cajun seasoned whole turkeys that you just put in your oven and cook.
Yeah, that is what she got. She said, sure, they're really good. And so she's getting them, and she is like the quintessential hostess with the mostess. And she's like, I'm not doing it.
I'm done. Good for her.
Well, some that do it on a daily basis are like, you know what? It's a holiday. I'd like to take the day off too.
Well, I saw Sam's Club. We're like Sunday Sam's Club people, and like they had like smoked turkeys already done that you put in the oven just to get warm. But it's like a good like smoked turkey as well. You like turkey?
I do turkey. I like the darker meat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a serial killer if you prefer the white meat, in my opinion.
Yes, I enjoy turkey.
Equal opportunity. I mean, like I like turkey a lot.
I don't. I only like it if it's like smothered in mayonnaise in between a piece of bread the next day.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, with like a little bit of cranberry sauce.
Accurate.
Did you guys see the Coterie kind of blew up this week?
For
one of their burgers.
It did.
Once again, not a paid ad. Talking about the Coterie. I'll pull it up because they went viral.
He's called it It's Giving Burger.
It's Giving, yeah. It's Giving Thanks Burger or something like that.
I think it's just It's Giving Burger.
A few weeks back, he pulled up one that he did. Oh, it was the We Care.
Oh, he did the We Care cheese ball.
Yeah, so he just keeps doing these crazy things. I got to try to find it because, here it is. So it's called the It's Giving Burger. It's a double smash. By the way, the Coterie is a craft cocktail burger bar in downtown, 21 and over. They do like really creative craft burgers too. So this is the It's Giving Burger.
Oh my God.
Double smashed turkey patty, American cheese, green bean casserole, fried onions, jellied cranberry mayo.
That
served on a potato
amazing.
roll.
How did I miss that?
Served with mini yeast rolls and gravy on the side. I wish we had this photo and I could pull it up. But like,
turn around.
It looks interesting.
It looks very interesting. I would be all over that.
But the internet basically does what the internet does. You can't really see it. They freaked out in the comments saying like that is the grossest looking burger of all time, and it's the cranberry mayo.
It's the cranberry mayo.
It looks like intestines. People are saying.
At first you think, is that uncooked turkey?
Halloween burger, maybe. But the comments went wild, and like I guess they've reached like over 1 million people just with this one post because it got picked up on some like SpongeBob Facebook group. Because I guess in some SpongeBob episode, the Krabby Patty made a burger like this.
Oh, okay.
So SpongeBob fans blew it up.
It, sure.
But yeah, we thought they topped it out with the cheese ball burger, but they just keep going down there at the Coterie. So
just
congratulations.
Takes it a step.
He does. It's what he does best is, push the limits one bun at a time. Love to see it. But yeah, Thanksgiving this week should be good. We're not traveling anywhere. I'm different than you. Like we both have like pretty small families. Mm-hmm. So we all just do one like event at Mama Donna's house. Mm-hmm. Shout out Mama Donna, by the way.
Hey, Mama Donna.
What's up?
Mama Donna.
Mama Donna.
It should be good though. I like the sweet potato casserole, which apparently I'm the only one that likes. I've learned.
Okay, it's not that you're the only one that likes it, but there's like one large scoop taken every year. It's just that I feel bad.
Are you scoop shaming me?
No, I am saying we have a really small family, but then we end up with 28 sides, and your sweet mom is making most of them. And so I'm always like, do we really need that? And so I said, I think we could probably, last year there was like 1.5 scoops taken out of that sweet. I didn't know that we've been married a lot of years, but I really didn't know that scoop was you. Until I said it, and the look on your face of straight betrayal. I was like, do we really need the sweet potatoes? Cause like only one person, whoever it was, only one person ate it. And you were like, that was me.
That was me.
I was the one.
She's talking about
She puts like this candied nut topping on it, and it's just the best thing ever. But also, respectfully, if you are saying we have too many sides at Thanksgiving, you don't know how to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like that is the entire point of the meal. And frankly, the day is to be excessive when it comes to the amount of options you can put on
especially
your
on
plate.
sides, so you have enough turkey for sandwiches the next 2 days.
Minimum.
Just
2
saying.
days.
I'm just saying.
2 days minimum.
She side shamed you.
I didn't mean to. I was just, what I was trying to do was make the load lighter for your mom, who does take on the lion's share of the cooking.
That's not on me though. Just because she doesn't ask anybody to help, that's not on me.
That's what I've said about my mom too. My sister's like, oh, she doesn't need to be doing so much. I'm like, that's what she enjoys doing. Let her do it.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I learned my lesson, and I shut it right down this year, and there will be.
You didn't. You literally almost did it again, and then you remembered, and then we're having sweet potatoes.
I learned.
You were going through the menu again, and I looked at you because sweet potatoes were not mentioned. Anyway, you guys want to get in some questions?
Sure, let's do.
So this is the Lexi's
Before we
Drink
start getting
Barn
comments that were
Ask the Mayor segment.
getting to the
You're in a
question.
Yeah.
mood today, Larison.
I am.
Hey, it's game week, man.
It is a very important week for me. It's because sweet potatoes. This is the Ask the Mayor segment, partnered with Lexi's Drink Barn. Lexi's Drink Barn, the place to go. Frankly, if you're thirsty. If you're thirsty of any kind, Lexi's has you covered. They are the place to go for fountain cokes and delicious beverages here in Kokomo, with 2 convenient locations, one on North Washington, the other one on West Markland. Shout out Lexi's Drink Barn for being the sponsor for the Ask the Mayor segment here on the Kokomo Post.
you.
Let's get into it. The first one, long one. And this one was sent through email, which, you know, they mean business.
You can truncate it down, probably.
Maybe.
Unless you need the lead in, unless they're setting up the.
It's important. As Kokomo touts the significant Samsung/Stellantis joint venture with the anticipation of the opening of not just 1, but now 2 battery plants in the next few years, one has to wonder about the current Kokomo Stellantis workforce and their future. As we know, with every electric vehicle ultimately produced and sold, that means one less transmission that needs to be built. Electric vehicles take roughly 30 to 40% less labor to produce than a vehicle with an internal combustion engine. Just this week, Stellantis announced that offering of voluntary separation/buyout packages to half of its entire salaried non-union workforce to begin necessary downsizing and cost cutting as it moves towards electrification. Great word. Moves towards electrification, with 7,000 or 8,000 individuals currently employed at the 5 local Stellantis plants. In a combined workforce of 2,800 employees, this guy did his research, employed planned for the next 2 battery plants. Many locals are wondering what might happen to the current older transmission/casting plant and their employees, as many jobs will no longer be needed in the next 3 to 5 years or more. Just as Howard County's unemployment rate begins to improve and catch up to the rest of the state, we're starting to see downsizing, which could greatly impact our community. Any thoughts or plans that you've heard about the Stellantis executives? Joseph, through email.
No, we've not heard any plans for the existing Stellantis plants here in Kokomo outside of what has already been done. I mean, in the past 3 years, along with the announcements of the battery plant, I mean, there have been investments. Multi-million-dollar investments in each of the plants as well for retooling and for different lines and such. And so we're remaining optimistic that they'll continue to use those plants for possibly other components within the electric vehicles. Case in point, the engine plant, obviously when that went through, it's $400 million renovation, if you will. I mean, for the engines, we anticipate with the footprint of the battery plant here that other components of the vehicles may continue to be manufactured. I mean, obviously, if they don't need transmissions, I don't see the combustible engine vehicles totally becoming obsolete or going away anytime soon. And so there will still be a need for those. But the hope is that they will continue to use the state-of-the-art facilities and continue to invest to retool where they need to take advantage of the local workforce and evolving EV auto industry. So fingers crossed.
A big factor too, if we're going to go, I love the word he said, electrification, of our country and everybody's cars, that's going to take a bit, especially in an area that has a rich combustion, engine history. It's going to take a lot longer than I think people think. I think political power plays a big role in how quickly maybe we get to maybe electrification. I'm just going to keep saying
not
that
political political power at the local level.
Yeah, no, at the federal level.
Just navigate with everybody else. I mean, we have no influence on what corporate decides with the plants and such. I mean, we can offer our ideas and opinions, but ultimately it's still corporate and at the federal level. But also, with everything that's happening with the additional jobs and such, there are suppliers that are coming. We're hoping that maybe this continues to allow Kokomo to grow, and we're tossed around the idea of purchasing additional ground for it, again, a dedicated industrial park that we had planned on to begin with before the battery plant took it all up. To still help diversify the economy in any way we can, because those that will come with the jobs to fill in both the battery plants, they may have spouses, children, and such. So hopefully with that need, there will be those opportunities. But at the same time, we've had some local small businesses that are very much in their own industries, not necessarily leaders, but competitors, and not with the automotive industry, but are still competing for the available workforce. And so those that may be concerned about the availability or loss of jobs in some of the other factories, there's still plenty of outstanding industries and corporations, much smaller as well, that will be ready and willing for individuals that have certain skills or the desire to upskill to help fill those needs as well. So I think we're going to keep our fingers crossed and stay very cautiously optimistic about how everything will pan out.
Sure. Okay. Next question is from Rose on Instagram. Kind of a question. This was a comment on a reel we posted. I'm guessing talking about revamping Northwest Park. Was that a topic, or revamping a park? Highland Park.
Well, I think somebody had asked about the playground equipment up at Northwest Park.
Oh, you're right.
Okay, gotcha. Yes. So she says, I'll not hold my breath waiting for anything in the north end to be revamped. Northwest Park is 3 times older than Jackson Morrow, yet they're doing Jackson Morrow first. Rose on Instagram.
Okay. Well, hopefully you won't have to hold your breath long, because Northwest Park is in the plan. We're finalizing our parks master plan, and knowing that that is one of the older parks that has a lot of activities specifically for softball, but there's some proposed development along Judson Road that would give reason for some love at that park. And really on the north end, we just put a state-of-the-art pump track at the old north side ballpark and along the trail. And so looking at opportunities that we have at all of the smaller parks, we know that Northwest is definitely on the radar. So I get that some people write off or think that we're writing off the north end, but I assure you, Rose, you don't have to hold your breath very long before seeing something done at Northwest.
Gotcha. Okay, the next question is from Mazi I think, on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
This was a comment on a clip about the ambulance question and things like that. EMTs don't make enough money, in my opinion. And from what I've been hearing from the few that I know, also I have gained an incredible respect for them, knowing that what they see and deal with must be incredibly difficult. I can't imagine being on the front lines in that way.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, pick an industry. I mean, I was at IUK earlier and talking about inequality on pay and such, and they were talking about teachers. I mean, teachers are grossly underpaid in many cases, but EMTs, I mean, sure, for what they experience and what they do and some of the demands, I'm sure that they could, probably, and I don't know, I've not looked into what EMTs make at each of the hospitals. I know EMT versus paramedic. I mean, there's a little pay discrepancy, but sure, any of our first responders, definitely need more than just pay to feel the love from folks for what they do and have to experience. So, but yeah, I don't know what the hospitals pay each of those, but I'm sure that what they see could probably justify what any type of additional incentive they can receive.
So let's play into the future for a bit. And let's say Kokomo does get that third ambulance. We're able to hire, I don't want to get your hopes up too much here, but let's say 60 firefighters. And, real quick, we're getting up our numbers back to where they were and things like that, where we can justify having that third ambulance.
Meaning just the single ambulance from the Kokomo.
Yeah, so correct.
A third option. I mean, because each hospital has, I think, anywhere from 3 to 5 on the street each time. So anywhere from 6 or 7 to 10 or 11.
Sure. Yeah, I was talking about the city,
one extra
the city limits. I know you've said every firefighter is
in the EMT
certified. Would those people working those at that point, if we're like fully staffed, can have enough staff for that ambulance, would those also be firefighters, or would those be specific EMT people?
They would be firefighters.
They would still be firefighters.
Yeah, so that they could, they may be assigned, to the ambulance, but they would all be firefighters within the department.
Got it.
And some of our firefighters work part-time for the hospitals as EMTs. So
got it. Okay. It's good to know. Next question is from Brian on Instagram. He said, might be a dumb question. Brian,
Never.
The only questions that are dumb are the ones you don't ask. But does Kokomo have any volunteer firefighters / stations, or are they all paid employees? Do volunteers get paid by the city?
We did do this one last week.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
I missed it.
But we can
I missed it.
Repeat it. That's fine, because some people might not have been watching last. But so the city of Kokomo does not have a volunteer fire department. They are all paid firefighters. Now the townships have volunteer fire departments that they staff, and there are mutual aid agreements, between the two that. Again, there were a couple incidents outside of the city limits that one of the townships needed some additional manpower or some, like we sent our tanker out to help drop some water on a deal. And likewise, if we get to a situation and need additional support, and sometimes those volunteers come in as well. But the city does not pay any of the township fire departments anything towards their manpower. They are funded through property tax, similar to what the city would be. But no volunteer firefighters in the city fire department right now.
Gotcha. Okay. The next question is from Carl, my good buddy Carl, on Facebook. He says, trash cans.
Trash cans.
Why don't people put out the trash cans up to their house instead of having them at the curb? It's hard for the street department to clean the cubs. I don't know what he meant by that. And for the people to park their vehicles.
Yeah, so
curbs. I bet it's
curbs. I bet, yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, unfortunately, a lot of folks do in areas leave their trash cans out past the, I think it's 12 hours is what the ordinance actually says. They're supposed to be, after trash is collected, to pull them back up off of the streets or off the curbs, to the residents. So unfortunately, a lot of folks don't. I did receive a similar question or inquiry, either through Messenger or through an email last week, and we're going to check with code enforcement to see if that's something we can start enforcing. I mean, you hate to nickel and dime, folks. You hope that people are good neighbors and pull them off, but a lot of it too may just be folks don't realize that there's an actual ordinance or think that it's impeding anything. If it's down there during trash day and people are working their way around it, they might be able to navigate around it to begin with, or through the rest of the week. But yes, there is an ordinance in place asking or requiring folks to pull their trash cans off the street and curbs back up to their homes within 12 hours of trash collection. The city just really has never gotten into truly enforcing it, just because of the staffing levels of police or code enforcement.
Gotcha.
Can I tell you guys something that is kind of shameful about me today? I was driving our larger car, which is the size of a bus, and I may have hit the trash can and knocked it over because there were leaves, right? As Carl pointed out, there were leaves, and then it fell over, and then I had a brief moment.
Was the trash still in it?
Well, yeah. I didn't know that. And then there was a brief moment where do you know how they say you can tell a person's moral character if they return their shopping cart or not? There was a
giant pet peeve of mine, by the way, the people that don't do that.
Right. Same.
Mine too.
Except then I was warm in my car and I was like, I could just leave it. I didn't. But there was a total moment. I didn't know there was trash still in it. I thought it was just blowing in the wind because it was windy this morning. So anyway, I just thought that I would admit that to you guys, my closest friends and viewers, that there was really there was a moral war within me as to whether I was going to get out into the cold outside. And
I think the phrase is true character is what you do when no one's watching.
Yeah.
Yes.
However, that cancels out that if you say that on a live stream later to brag about the story about what you did when no one was watching.
100% it is not a brag. It is a very
guys, I want you to know how mature and great character of a choice
I want you guys to know that I literally started to pull away and then was like, get out of your car, you bozo. It's the opposite.
We really need to work on what you don't need to tell the world.
But that's fun. It just shows how real you are.
Be real, folks.
Be real,
All right,
folks.
Next question is from Nick on Facebook. My water bill during the winter averages around $25 with the sewer bill mirroring that. While summer, my bill is $100 with most of that going to my garden and does not utilize sewer, although my bill increases by the same amount. Question mark?
Yeah. So yes, the wastewater utility bills are tied to the Indiana American water bills that each property has, and really, even though I guess it can, yes, a lot of that water doesn't work its way into the storm sewers and such, as it's collected. The water, or I guess water utility, goes towards water quality, and so it's hard to tell how. In usage wise, how much is going where and such. And so, I don't have a good explanation to it. Outside of that, there's folks too that to say, hey, why don't I get a discount because I'm filling my pool at the beginning of the summer, and the water usage, all that's just going in the pool. Well, later on you're going to empty the pool and it goes somewhere. So that's, kind of the justification, for that. So because some of it does end up runoff, or, because it does, work its way into eventually into waters and creeks and stuff. I get it. It's tough because that's how the easy way to show what's used, because there's no real separation in the water bill itself as to what's going where, and there's not been a program that allows folks to say, hey, I ran, you'd have to have a way to police it, to say, okay, I'm going to be watering my garden or my lawn for 3 hours on Saturday. Can somebody come out and verify? Unless there'd be a separate water line or something. And so, That would probably be the only way if there was some separate meter that could be tied to something that's where you're just using it for the lawn versus water usage in general. And so it's kind of a tough area to try and monitor.
Water finds a way. It always does.
So,
all right.
Sorry.
So the last question is a fun one.
Ooh, okay.
I was tempted not to ask it because technically it's Christmas related. And come on, it's Thanksgiving week. Ask this next week.
Yeah, but it's been Christmassy for weeks now.
Okay. It's from David Hunt, longtime watcher, big supporter of the Kokomo Post. Shout out David Hunt.
Thank you,
What's up, David?
He wants to know if the mayor could ask Santa for one thing this Christmas, what would it be?
That box of dirt that I've been promising Aaron for.
Man, you brought it up. You could have just...
I know. I could have, but it's the elephant.
You know, that dirt gets really hard to dig up the colder it gets.
I know.
It does.
It's the not just the elephant in the room, it's the elephant that's been sitting catty corner from my office and just staring me in the face going.
For those of you who are not aware of the aforementioned box of dirt, that is the dirt from the groundbreaking on the hotel and conference center. Yeah. It continues to elude us.
It's just,
Let's just go get a shovel.
That's what I said last year.
But that just would be cheating. That wouldn't be fair. That's like,
but just for the joke of it. You know?
True.
We did.
Just show up with
We
a box
asked.
of dirt one day.
True.
We asked for in the beginning of 2022. We said, "Hey, what are we getting this year? What are the things that we know will happen? Use your crystal ball." And so that was for those of you
Knife
guys
in the
who
wound.
No, I'm giving context.
I probably jinxed this. I mean,
I'm
by
giving context.
by my confidence in it.
I know we thought that would happen.
But dirt aside, I would ask Santa for at least 320 unit multifamily housing developments by next June. That would be great.
June?
By next June, that would be great.
That's 360
I mean, it's not going to happen.
Apartments.
But that would be great. It would be wonderful.
Wow. Okay.
So.
Yep. And then.
Hey Santa. Hey Santa.
Can we get an apartment building or 3? Okay. All right. Well, there it is. Those are the questions this week for the Ask the Mayor segment, partnered with Lexi's Drink Barn. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat or the comments below. Like I said, we give plenty of opportunities to send in those questions. Like Joseph, he sent one through email, which you can email Aaron at thekokomopost.com if you want that. Or you can DM us on any of our social media pages, go right into our website. Like we said, we've been posting like clips of this show. You can leave comments on those clips if you'd like on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. A lot of opportunities. But if you have a question to ask, make sure you do. This guy gives up an hour of his time every week to answer these questions. So thank you for those who send them in. Mr. Mayor, do you have a dad joke for us?
I do, yes. We were talking math earlier, which was very appropriate because as we're preparing for the Thanksgiving dinner, I was getting my dessert together. And so in doing so, I was using a pumpkin and taking the circumference of the pumpkin and dividing it by its diameter to come up with my dessert.
Oh, look at that.
Go ahead.
What is it? What does that mean?
Ooh. To get pumpkin
Pie. Come on.
Pumpkin pie.
If you didn't get that one at home,
I'm sorry.
you need to do better in life. Okay. Thanks for watching.
So you're saying I needed to do better?
No, if they didn't get it, if they didn't see it coming.
Still,
Anyway, thanks for watching this episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show. Go check out our friends at the Robert Miller and Son Furniture for their crazy sale they have going on. And then also just have a great Thanksgiving. Everybody.
Please do.
Eat some sweet potatoes and think of me while you do it.
Take the scoop out of the middle. Scoop and a half out of the middle.
Think of me. And enjoy your Thanksgiving. Go buy some small business Saturday things on Saturday.
Perfect.
And just be good. Do better.
Absolutely.
Love you, Kokomo. See you later.
Happy Thanksgiving.